Hello parents, this is my first video, so thank you for watching. I just want to let you know about something that's going to be coming home this week. Last week I tested the students on a few skills that are mainly second grade skills, addition and subtraction. And the point of this is that in third grade they do a lot of multiplication and division, and they don't focus as much on practicing regrouping, and then when they get to fourth grade, we don't teach it, we expect it to be known, and they just haven't had much practice. So I'm going to send home this sheet, and if you see any of these areas checked off, please make sure you're practicing these at home. We'll do a little bit of practice during bell work and a little bit in small groups and one-on-one, but mostly this is not going to be taught this year. It will be expected to be understood. Most children have not had problem with addition. But subtraction with regrouping, and especially subtraction with regrouping of zeros, is always something that many students struggle with at the beginning of fourth grade. I'm going to show you an example of a question that a lot of students have made mistakes on, and I'm going to show you the language that I use so that you can try to practice this at home. So in this question involving regrouping, where we have the numbers that we're subtracting on the bottom are larger than the numbers on the top, we're going to have to do regrouping on this. The problem is that most students don't understand when or how to regroup, and they just start changing numbers, adding a 10 here or making another number lower. So in this one, what a lot of students will do is they know that they have to regroup, and a lot of them will turn this into 12 and just turn this into 14 and sometimes make this a 9. Sometimes students add a number, sometimes rather than subtracting, and so we want to make sure that they have the same rule in every situation. They end up learning or thinking at some point that the rules change, but they don't. They're always the same. So I teach them to do one column at a time rather than to regroup everything, because I think it lets them focus on what tasks they're doing, and they have one set of rules that they need to do if it doesn't work. So we're going to try to subtract. Actually, I'll start over here on this one. So in this case, we can do 6 minus 5. So 6 minus 5 is 1. And there's no need to regroup. A lot of students will regroup unnecessarily here, and they don't have to do that. Trying to do 1 minus 4, we cannot do. So when we can't do, I use the language, I say take 1, give 10. So we're going to take 1 from here, making the 8 a 7, and we're going to give 10 over here. So we're taking 1 and giving 10. So take 1, give 10 makes this an 11. 11 minus 4 is 7, and 7 minus 3 is 4. Okay? No need to cross this out a second time. Sometimes students will cross these out when they don't need to. All right, on this one, we're going to do 2 minus 3, which we cannot do, so we're going to come over here. We're going to change this into a 3. Never mind that this isn't going to work later. We'll just take 1 and give 10. So the 4 becomes a 3, the 2 becomes a 12. Take 1, give 10. 12 minus 3 is 9. 3 minus 6 I can't do, so I'm going to follow my same rule. I'm going to take 1 and give 10. This becomes a 13. Many students will have made this a 14 rather than a 13. 13 minus 6 is 7, and 8 minus 1 is 7. Okay, subtracting over zeros, always a very difficult concept, especially if we have more than one of them. So 7 minus 4 we can do is 3. Hold my paper there. 0 minus 5 we cannot do. A lot of students just put a 5 here. So we're going to take 1 and give 10. The 0 becomes a 10. 10 minus 5 is 5, and 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, so as you're practicing these at home, take 1, give 10 is going to be the language that we use. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate you all practicing at home as it relates to subtraction. Another thing that's going to be on here is multiplication facts, 0 through 9. So we'll be sending a flashcard signature log that is going to be in the blue folder. Students are expected to practice 3 nights a week at minimum for 15 minutes. This can be very informal. This can include practicing while you're in the car somewhere, while you're waiting for dinner, at a restaurant, at your little sister's soccer practice, whatever it is. Just practice real informal and get those students familiar with their facts. If your student already knows their facts 0 through 9 and they're already proficient in division, one thing that you can do that is great is practicing factors. In fact, this is even better than just practicing regular multiplication facts. So if I give a student 24, what I would like a student who knows their facts very well to be able to do is to tell me all the multiplication factors that will multiply to make 24, and to do it with factor pairs. So 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, and 4 times 6, okay? This is a far more effective strategy than just practicing multiplication facts with flashcards. This will help them when we get into fractions and really throughout the year. So take those ideas. I appreciate you with everything that you're doing at home, and please let me know what you thought of the video. Thank you so much, and thank you for your time.